Hello, this is a Pfeiffer upright piano made in 1979. It's got a very attractive, very light wood veneer here. That's crown cut. I'm not sure what the wood is, but extremely attractive. Interesting, the name is written on differently from any other piano I've seen. Very, very tasteful. I've been asked to make a video of the back of the piano, and here it is. You can see the spruce, quite close grained, which is very important for good musical instruments. And also, the piano is made in Stuttgart, so spruce more than likely comes from Bavaria, where a lot of high quality spruce comes from. There's just showing the whole lot. There we go. We did find some pencils and things down the bottom there, and they often cause rattles. So if you wonder if you've got a rattle on your piano, it could be that something's fallen down the back and touching the soundboard, causing it to rattle. Now inside the piano, it looks really very well made. The veneer here, as I say, I don't really know what that is, but here the wood looks very much like beech. If we can focus properly, sorry, there we are. You can see the little flecks that you get in beech. Now it's got a Renner action, which is in all top quality German pianos. Some have Arbel hammers. This one has Renner hammers as well. They're beautiful hammers, Renner hammers. They voice so well. You have to do a lot of work on them from the original hammer, which gets put on very hard. Just looking at the tuning pins here, just high quality all round. And the tone of the piano is typically rich for a German piano. I've been asked to voice the piano. I've just fine-tuned it, been listening to what I feel the voicing it should have, and the instructions are not to voice too much, perhaps make it a little bit brighter. Now I'll just show you how we'd go about doing that. So using this 320 paper here mounted on the board, and we can lightly reface. Now what happens to a piano if it's been played, and this one's been played very little really, just try and focus in on the hammers. Sorry, this tends to take a long time to, there we are. So you can see it's been played a little bit, but not excessively. That's really nice actually, because the new hammers need a bit of playing in. So it's had, we should say, playing in, slight indentation, so as it hits the string, then a little bit more area of hammer hitting the string. That's the main reason why it's gone slightly mellower than you want it. Though it might be exactly as you want it. Sometimes people want that, but as I move this, I can actually feel it clicking out of the string. So too much of the hammer's hitting the string, giving it a slightly more mellow sound. Or if you like the sound, then not too much of the hammer. So let's just try lightly refacing and lightly taking out these grooves, so that less of the hammer's hitting the string, basically. Now the purchaser of this piano knows about Pfeiffer pianos, and he's asked me to do it very cautiously because he likes the tone anyway. So this one here, I don't know if you can see the grooves don't show so much. That's because I've lightly refaced it. And now one thing that's important when you reface is to pluck the strings afterwards and make sure the hammer is level with all three, because if you reface at an angle, it won't be, and that will sound worse than it was before you started. So it's very, very important that it contacts all three strings at the same time. So just very lightly reface there, just to give it a little less hammer. And that one was duller than the rest, that's why I've done that one. So now it's the same as the rest. So that's what I'm going to do, is just bring the ones that are slightly less bright in keeping with the rest. And then once the piano is installed in the home, you might find anyway that the acoustic to the home, if for instance if it's got more wooden floor, we've got carpets here, less absorbent material, then it will sound brighter anyway. So it's a bit difficult to know how, without the environment, how much to do it. So we're very cautious here, just bring up the ones that are a bit mellow. Another factor that makes the piano sound brighter is if the octaves are slightly sharp. These were very slightly flat in places, so it sounds brighter just because the octaves are very, very slightly sharp. It's what most tuners will do when they tune octaves. Give it a very just tinge of brightness. Now that's been finished now, so let's just go up the chromatic. Listen carefully for anything that might be sticking out. Not anything really. The piano is very, very well balanced and very nicely voiced before I got to it really. So as my client says, he's want to be very cautious about doing anything to it. Now down the bottom end, you generally don't need to voice because obviously there's more hammer hitting the string. The strings are thicker anyway. Depends how much the hammer's been used, obviously. In this case, it's minimal use. Beautiful even tone. Beautiful break point. That is superb. So it's a very well made German piano. Pfeiffers are rather uncommon in the UK, so I was very pleased to get hold of it. And see how they've matched in the tone there between the steel and the copper. And there on the break point, beautifully matched. Sign of a really good piano maker. Delicious sound. So that's a brief video of a Pfeiffer upright piano made in 1979, and not many of these in the UK, made in Stuttgart, where we do get mainly Richard Lipp and Schiedermeyer made in Stuttgart. Excellent pianos. So it's a piano making hub, and just had a beautiful tone throughout. I'm very fond of the piano. Nice even tone throughout, and a special quality to it, unique. So I'm very, very fortunate to have found the piano. Thank you very much for listening.